I'm often asked how I make these look so perfect, pink and blue. And the answer is that I don't. I really just kind of shove it in there, like half and half. I tap it down, which is what you see me do off camera, and then repeat the process. I do try to have a little bit of both colors on the top, but it doesn't always work out that way. Then I just sort of use a spatula and shave it right off. It was a lot easier when I had the straight-sided jars to have, I guess, more of a perfect effect. But when I changed over to these jars, I really had to just let go of perfection. And I like it, honestly. I think they're really pretty in their new imperfect way. Another thing I'm asked a lot of is why I don't make more body butter. And the reason is as you can see, just this part is quite labor intensive. I think I got started working on this around, I guess I was set up by 9 a.m. and I finally finished it up around, I guess, 3 with like a very short lunch break. So it's a long day. What I spared you from was the whole process of melting it down and slowly um, bringing it back down to temperature while whisking and mixing and hand stirring while it's an ice bath, which I guess is what takes the longest amount of time. And then, of course, with this one, there are two colors to contend with. So it's a little tricky to get them kind of cool equally so that they're still the right temperature to put in the jars. Because it makes a difference, even by 1 degree, which sounds crazy. But if it's 72 degrees, it's the perfect temperature to go in the jar. 73 degrees is too soft, and 71 degrees is too solid, which means it won't fill the jar as well as it could. The burning question on my mind as I was making this today is, as you might have noticed, I've been renaming products and moving everything over to the new naming system where everything is named after a bunny instead of pop culture. I know that disappointed some people, but really the way I look at it is when I started Arcane Bunny Society and did all of my pop culture references, nobody was doing it. Like, truly, if you went onto Etsy and typed in horror soap, you would get nothing but maybe a generic zombie apocalypse soap. So no one was doing it. So when I started it, it was fun, it was new, it was exciting. But now, everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing pop culture stuff, and that's fine. Like they're running with it, and they're doing really cool stuff. But I wanted to do something different again. So what I did was actually make up my whole own world of bunny stuff. So I've got bunny society, bunny religion, bunny names. And the idea is to now start referencing my own world that I've created, which is really fun for me and super confusing for everybody else, it seems. But I feel like it'll make sense eventually if you just kind of bear with me as we shift over. But anyway, as I was starting to say like 5 minutes ago and got sidetracked, what the heck am I going to change this name to? I went ahead and categorized all of my current scents into scent families. And scent families were broken into the five sacred orders. The five sacred orders were further assigned departments, or I guess I've been calling them fluffles, fluffles of bunnies. And each fluffle bunny has a bunch of names in it from which I can pull from for a scent within a specific scent family. So for the agency of sun, that pulls from the agency of sun's sacred order, I believe ephemerists and somebody else, maybe a glasser. I forget, glassers. So I need to think of who is going to get the name for my cotton candy scented stuff. And it's a big deal. It's a big decision. So I've been really thinking it through today, and I haven't come up with one yet, but I will. And it'll be a good one, I promise. Most of my original scents have already kind of had a bunny designated for them already. I haven't picked out their pictures yet, but I've picked out their name. And I haven't written their bios, but they already exist in my head, so it shouldn't be too tough to write them down. I haven't exactly solved the problem of, if you have two different agency of sun body butters, they're probably going to be a different color, but otherwise they're not. You can't really tell the difference, I guess, unless you know what the color is or you open up and smell them. I might work around that by using a sticker for the lid or a sticker for the box that I'm shipping in, but something simple because I don't want to use any more clear vinyl labels if I can help it. And then all that's left to do is I clean up the neck of the jar, clean the lids, put the lids on, clean the entire outside with rubbing alcohol so that there's no trace of oil on them. And then I usually bring them upstairs. I don't put the label, I probably won't do the labels until next week, but I will get to that eventually. And then I put them in my cabinet. And from that point, they are ready to be restocked, which should be sometime next week. Thanks for watching.